And we are live.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us. Andrew and I, Daniel Langford, we're very thankful to have you all here, and it's my pleasure to I want to get this started off right, and I want to introduce you to some of you may not know Andrew Hereford. He's one of our leading guys out there, hooking and jabbing out in Florida. Very technical savvy guy. I thought I knew a lot about Excel programming, and this guy showed me up. um, you know, definitely reach out to this guy if you have a question. He will help explain the details. There's certain kinds of people that they understand that an engine works. That it does what you need it to do. And then that's good for you. It gets you where you need to go, and it's got the right gas mileage. And then you got guys like Andrew here, who they want to know what the compression ratio is for the pistons to make it operate the way it is. And those are the technical guys, because you're going to run across people that they're very technical savvy, and they want to know how it works. They're like, well, how does that work? And if you've ever run across that, like me, I'm a guy that my mindset is the engine works, it gets great gas mileage, it gets me where I need to go on one tank of gas. That's it. That's all I need to know, is that it works. Now you're gonna run across people who different mindset. They want to know how it works. If you don't know, feel free to ask this guy right here, because he knows. And if he doesn't know, we got Carlos Salgado and Dago Zuniga, and they can most definitely help you out if Andrew doesn't know. And if Andrew doesn't know, it must be pretty technical. This guy, I'm lucky to know him. He was at my wife and I's wedding. Has a beautiful wife and a little boy, and just a great person to be around. I don't want to drag it on any longer, but you're going to get a lot of knowledge, and I hope you're pumped, because I'm pumped. I'm excited. Get excited. If you're not trembling with excitement, you need more coffee. But without further ado, here's Andrew.
Oh my gosh, so thank you for that, Daniel. By the way, hey, welcome. Now, I'm very interactive, and if you haven't noticed, there's a chat bar on the side. And myself and Daniel will be able to answer questions throughout this entire webinar. And yeah, webinar, made up word, seminar on the web. Pretty cool, right? So tonight what we're going to talk about is the biggest problem in America, this silent killer in America. And then since we're going to talk about a problem, chances are we're going to talk about a solution. And so before I do that, I want to talk about us as a whole. Our name is Difference Financial. And the reason why our name is Difference is because we're out to make a difference. We care about helping everybody where they need it, when they need it, how they need it. And so without further ado, I'm going to get into the actual presentation. Give me a second, because you know how technology is. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the PowerPoint. And it's loading. PC load letter. All right, Dana, you got me on that? Is it good?
Yeah, you're looking good.
Perfect. So like I said, Difference Financial, we are out to make a difference. And so like I said, we're going to talk about, number one, what's going on in America. What's a silent killer? What's destroying families, tearing people apart, and just making people feel lost? So we're going to talk about the current situation. As you see, the top one, it's staggering increased debt. The average household has about $16,000 in debt, in credit card debt alone. That's it, credit cards. And why is that? Is it because everyone's trying to keep up with the Joneses? Or is it because the access to money that much easier. You don't have to go to the bank and withdraw money. You don't have to write a check. All you do is swipe a card. That's it. And no one's keeping ledgers of, hey, no one's balancing their checkbook because they're not using checks. They don't get that little book that says, hey, this is what I got going on. No, they check it out online. And because of that, we have poor saving habits. Now, as you can read, in the 1970s, average families saved about 10% of their earnings. That's it, 10%. Super simple. Every paycheck, I'm going to take just a small fraction amount and put it away. Put it away for that rainy day. Just because something can happen and I might need that money. Well, now, how much do you think people really put away? Because they pay their bills first, they do their awesome stuff first, and at the end, if they have anything left, that's when they put some money away. And because of that, people are putting away negative 2%. That means they're going in the hole. And because they're going in the hole, that is how they have $16,000 in credit card debt. And because they have poor and insufficient habits, how do you think their retirement's going to look? Are they really planning for retirement? Or is that future Andrew's problem? Because right now, all I want to do is play. I don't need to think about a 401k or IRA. No. I'm living in the now. Future Andrew can worry about all that ridiculous stuff. But we're finding out that so many people are not ready for retirement. And that means people are working longer and even outliving their money. And the last one we're going to talk about is families are unprepared for unexpected changes. So when something happens with a car, happens with a house, they don't have an emergency fund to cover that. Let's say in this job market, people lose their jobs every single day. How is that mortgage going to get paid? How are their kids going to get fed if they don't have that emergency fund? So, because that's the current situation where we're at, we decided we need to think of a 6-step solution. 6 steps to give you your financial foundation. Because let's think about it. If you wanted to build a building, you need a strong, sturdy foundation. A strong enough foundation to hold, let's call it the Chrysler Building, Empire State Building, something huge. Do you want a big, sturdy foundation to hold that, or do you want a foundation that's going to hold the Eiffel Tower? That's not strong enough and it's going to give. So these 6 steps, we're calling it the financial compass. And the one that we're going to start with is establishing proper protection. Because nobody wants to talk about what happens when the breadwinner passes away. But it does happen. It can happen. That will destroy families. How is that mortgage going to get paid? How is the family still going to live? Now let's put a more light sense. Let's say you had a machine in your garage, and all you did was turn it on and turn it off 5 days a week. That's it. 5 days. Turn it on, turn it off. And this machine is going to get you $80,000 a year. Pretty awesome, right? I want one of those machines. But if you had that machine, would you protect it from getting broken? Would have it insured just in case something happened, so we kept that $80,000 a year coming? And the second thing we're going to talk about is increasing your cash flow. Now, for start, how we're going to do it is we're going to manage our expenses to the penny. What is coming in and what is going out? Because that morning latte that you get every single day, that's your crutch for you to start the day, can cripple you more than you know. Because that $3.48 adds up incredibly quick. And all of a sudden, you got a little tiny hole that got bigger and bigger, and where did all your money go? Well, we're going to find out to a cent what's coming in, what's going out, and figure out what can be cut. Also, you can earn additional income, because who doesn't want additional income? Step 3 is establishing strong credit. Like we said, average American family has $16,000 in credit card debt alone. Credit card debt. So that means out there, that's the average. That means out there there's so much bad credit. But what we can do is we can actually help restore the credit. And if that's not really for you, we also have a calculator, a debt reduction calculator, to show you an out-of-debt date. Show you what you're currently doing, when you're going to get out of debt. And then also we can show you a couple strategies, simple, easy strategies that will drastically change that out-of-debt date. Pretty cool, right? Because we're not like Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, those people that are only going to service people with money. We're out there to help everybody. We're there to help the little guy get where they want to be, reach their dreams. So we're going to go on to the fourth one, which is creating an emergency fund. Like we talked about, the average household is saving -2% every single month. But what happens when something goes wrong? What happens when you lose your job? A family should have at least 3 to 6 months of income. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. But saving money is just like a muscle. You need to start small and then build. So even if you save $10 a month for the next 6 months and do that successfully, then, do you know what we did? We did $10. Let's move it up to 20 for the next 6 months. And then we're at a year. And we decided to go up to 40. And we're going to keep upping it because it's a muscle. It's something you got to get used to. It's not like that New Year's resolution where you just jump into it and I'm going to lose 120 pounds in a week. It doesn't work. Then the fifth one we're going to talk about is college savings plan, because everybody knows how expensive college is. I've got a 1.5-year-old and I'm not looking forward to what his college is going to cost. Not looking forward to it. Daniel has a newborn. That's going to be, well, a year and a half worse than my child. Pretty funny. All right. And then the final one, my favorite, is asset growth and preservation. We're going to show how to increase long-term wealth, and you're going to minimize the taxation. And then we're also going to show ways where we can protect you from losses and show ways that you can not in any way, shape, or form outlive your money because there's lifetime income. Sounds pretty cool, right? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, in a couple slides, I'm going to show you. So now I want you to think of these 6 steps, these 6 things. What would you like more information from? What could help you and your family? Think about it. I'll wait. So 1 through 6, what could help you out? And why I ask is because what we do with Difference Financial is we show you complementary how these steps could look in your family, in your life. And it's not even going to change how you live, what you do, because this is not a New Year's resolution. Now this is my absolute favorite slide because there's 2 things true in life. You're born free and you're taxed to death. Because when you earn money, they're going to tax it with income tax. When you spend it, they're going to tax it with sales tax. When you save it, they're going to tax it with capital gains tax or other types of taxes that we're going to talk about. And then when you die, they get you with estate tax. Pretty cool, right? And before we talk about the different tax codes, let's think about this. Taxes, are they going to go up? Or are they going to go down? So you see right here we have a red, a blue, and a green zone. These are your 3 IRS tax codes. If you have an account in any way, shape, or form, it fits within one of these. So we're going to start with taxable. This is your wages. This is your stocks, your bonds, your mutual funds, your saving accounts, your certificates of deposits. And how it works is as your account grows, you're going to get taxed proportionally. So the bigger the account, the bigger the tax. Pretty easy. Now we can go to the blue zone, the tax deferred. This is where most people have their retirement. They have it in a 401k, a 403b. You have an IRA, or for my military people, you got that thrift savings plan. And the greatest thing about this is tax-free money put into your account. It's great, right? It's tax-free. And then it's going to grow tax-free and keep growing tax-free. But the problem is when you need it the most to affect your life, that's when it gets taxed. When it's the biggest it can possibly get, that is when it's taxed. So when you need that 1.5 million that you have, guess what Uncle Sam's going to do? He's going to tax it to the max. Now, to the max, what I mean is as ordinary income. And many people, including some of my family members, my greatest friends, think, well, that's fine. They can tax it because I'm not going to be pulling that much out anyways. But let's think about it. Let's say you want 80 grand a year when you retire. can you just pull out 80 grand?
Yep.
Or do you need to pull out 96? Because they're going to tax it. And it's not even going to be 96, it's going to be way more than that. It's going to be 110. So then we're going to talk about the final one, which is your tax advantage. And what this is, your Roth IRA, your Roth TSB, or cash accumulation inside of life insurance contracts, such as index universal life or index annuities, some crazy unicorns. How this works is it's post-tax money going in. It's your wages that are being taxed. So after Uncle Sam takes money from your paycheck, then you decide to invest in yourself in a near future. And then after you did that, it's going to grow tax-free, and it's going to keep growing tax-free, and then when you need it the most, it's tax-free because you already got taxed on it. How great is that? So if you wanted $80,000, you pull out $80,000. That's it. No 110, no mess. But the thing about these IRS tax codes is you can't just jump in between them. So if you currently have a 401k, it can't just magically poof become that unicorn. It can't. But I'm going to leave you with one question on this slide. Let's say you're all farmers. Would you rather be taxed on the seeds or the harvest? So the greatest joy we have in this profession is the power of options. Now up front you see A, B, and C. Now of these, which one looks better? Now A is your certificate of deposits or your bonds. And back in the day, they actually got 6 to 10%, something crazy like that. But that didn't last for long. As you've noticed, times have changed. So now they're getting anywhere from 0.2 to maybe 2.5%. And if you keep it in long enough and keep rolling up and keep rolling up, cool, it can maybe fight inflation. And then B, you have the typical stock market. It's going up and down, it's that roller coaster. So grab on your seat and enjoy the ride because you're going to have it. You're going to have all the rises and all the falls. Then the final one is that unicorn I was talking about. It'll protect yourself from losses, and you can also have guaranteed income for life. So of all of these, which ones do you prefer? And please, right now, on the chat bar, put in A, B, or C. Like I said, this is going to be an interactive webinar. This is going to be fun for everyone. So now we're going to talk about that unicorn. We're going to talk about C. It's the hybrid index strategy. So what this is when the market goes up, it goes up. When the market goes down, it goes down. Or it stays the same. My bad. It stays the same. So the blue line is a hybrid index strategy. And as you can see, we got two people starting with $100,000. And this is year 2000. Now, the red line, that is going to be the S&P 500. That's going to be your stock market. And as you see, it falls down to 62,000, then it goes back up to 112, and then 2007 to 2008, what happened? What big thing happened that absolutely devastated the market? And I'll give you a little hint. It rhymes with the housing bubble. So what happened was, in 2007, people are getting ready to retire. And they have that $1.5 million in the account, that $1 million, that $2 million in the account. And they are 4 months away from retirement. And they're just absolutely counting their days, ready to spend time with their family, not have to work anymore. But in a matter of months, they lost 40%. So that $1 million went to $600,000. They lost $400,000. Do you think they're ready to retire at that point? Or do they have to put in some more time? Because that absolutely crushed their dreams. Well, let's change a little bit. Let's say we're on the blue line, which is in the hybrid index strategy. And this is simple. It's incredibly easy math. And if you want to know more, please let me know, because I can break this down incredibly easy for you. I actually have a PowerPoint for that. And whoever invited you tonight, let them know that you want to figure out how this works. And we will make it happen for you. But When the market goes down, they're not going to lose a dime. They're going to stay the same. So that 100,000 is still 100,000. Then the market starts climbing back up in 2002. They start climbing. So they start with the same amount of money. All they had was a different vehicle. And at the end of these 12 years, they ended up with 310,000, where the first person ended up with 121,000. So if you had an opportunity to drive one of these vehicles, which one would it be? Would it be the blue car or the red car? So right now is when I want to introduce the man you've already seen. His name is Daniel Langford. Now, what I love about him is he served his country. He was a Marine. And in the Marine Corps, he did nothing but grow leaders. This man has the biggest heart I've ever seen. And I was lucky enough to meet him because my wife and his wife are absolutely best friends. And I remember the night we met because we went to Ruth's Chris. And it was my first time being there, so I had two firsts. Got to meet my future best friend and business partner, and got to have an amazing, ridiculously expensive steak that's well worth it. Right?
But it was good. It was a good thing.
Absolutely. But Daniel Langford has a heart of gold. And this guy is out to help people. Not only does he want to help them, but he wants to grow people because he only sees the best in people. So there's nobody better to talk about the opportunity of our company than the one and only Daniel Langford.
Thank you, Andrew. And you're a heck of a best friend too, I must say. You know, it's a pleasure being in business with you and having you and your wife and son, you know, and my wife and son's life. You know, yeah, opportunity of a lifetime. It says it right there. You know, helping people build a strong, enduring business. You can click next. Yeah, just feel it just all the way down. You know, by when we talk about by helping people build a strong, enduring business. Well, simply put, it's a business where, you know, you have the joy of being in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So what does that mean? It means that you have me, you have Andrew, you have, you know, over 150 other different associates to call on for assistance. There's been many times where, like I said, I'm not a technical guy. I know the engine works and that I like it. Many times where I've been with clients and they wanted to know that whole compression thing. You know, what were the details? And so I, you know, quickly could just get on the phone or set up an appointment for a later date to have a more technically savvy associate come and explain to them, you know, what I could not. But, you know, let's get back to this. You know, to have a business, you need to have a market, and you need to have a market need. And right now, there is a dramatic market need. We have baby boomers, you know, those babies that were born, you know, after the World War II and Korea, you know, in the late, you know, 50s and early 60s. They're retiring. There's thousands retiring every day. Literally in America, there's thousands retiring every day. And they can't afford another 2008. They can't afford another 2001. You know, we're living longer. You know, back in the day, if you retired at 65, you probably had another 5, 10 years on you before you were gone. It was expected. People are living, you know, longer. And the idea of running out of money, of your savings, it's very real. And we provide an opportunity for them to that not to happen. And, you know, number two, we have a simple and effective business system. It's very simple. That's one of the things I like about it, is that anybody can come into this in a matter of a couple months, gain a firm enough understanding, and if they're coachable, they can go out and start doing business on their own. You know, and then every now and then, if they need assistance, they can come on and, you know, request another associate to help them. We have very powerful compensation. It's what I love about this is that I work hard and I get paid well for it. And the compensation. One of the things I love about it is that my clients in no way ever pay me. The form of payment that I accept from them is a glass of water and referrals for doing them a solid. That's the only payment that I get from them. The compensation that we receive is from the companies we represent. Just like how a real estate broker doesn't get paid by his clients, he gets paid by the bank. It's a very similar situation, same concept. Now, number 4, we have good economic timing. Like I said, baby boomers are retiring constantly. People are always going to need to learn more about retirement. About protecting their assets, protecting their family. These things will never stop being important. There will always be a need for someone to come and explain that to them. And lastly, we have a clear management philosophy and a capacity to do what's right long term. And simply what that means is I do right by my clients. They bring me referrals. I ask them, hey, do you know a few people that could benefit from what I've shown you? They say, yeah, sure. Well, my business grows. Not necessarily all of the referrals are going to become clients. Say I get 5 referrals and 2 of them become clients. I get 5 more referrals from each one of those 2 clients. Well, now my 5 referrals turn into 10. My 10 referrals turn into 4 clients. Those 4 clients gave me another 5 referrals each. Now it's 20. You see how it expands? It went from 5 to 20 in a matter of just 3 steps. All because we make it a point to do right by our clients. Not every policy type and plan is the same. And there's different needs for different families and individuals. That's what I love about this. So why the opportunity, all right? We have a world-class organization and we have great core values, all right? As I mentioned before, we do what's right and we do it for the long haul. Being in business for yourself but not by yourself. We have some of the greatest insurance carriers in the world that are a phone call away and that we are aligned with. North American, National Western Life, ING, Life of the Southwest, Old Mutual, Fidelity. Like all these companies, we have at our beck and call to go to them and see if they have something to offer a client. So, we don't have just one insurance carrier to use. We're not just, married to one carrier. That's what I love about it. I have the ability to give my clients options. And I know that they appreciate that. We have cutting-edge virtual technology, and you can run your business from anywhere. I can't tell you how many times that I've done a webinar or conducted business with a client come from my computer. I have a cup of coffee, and depending on the time zone difference, I may be, I hate to say it, but I've been a culprit of this. I've worn a polo with PJ bottoms down, while I'm talking on a webinar, because it's either really late at night and my client is in, a 3-hour time zone difference, or really early in the morning and, it's midday for them. It just depends. But we have the ability to do business from anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection and cell phone reception. Coaching and mentorship. I preached on this earlier. You have a plethora of other associates to rely on, and for them to help you grow your business and yourself. Personal growth and lifestyle. Andrew preaches on this in his videos, and if you haven't seen his videos, you got to go check him out. He's got a lot to say, and it's all great knowledge. Okay, so I recommend go check it out, and link yourself to his YouTube channel, and you'll gain a lot. But personal growth and that lifestyle that it brings, uh, allows you to be in control of your time and your quality of life. When we have constant ongoing training, that's either local or virtual, depending where you're at. Andrew and I, we host training events online. If you're based out in California, I'm sure you have training events that you're doing with Doggo and Carlo and Ariel. But it's available. We have it available, and it's an email or a phone call away. And lastly, I'm gonna hit it again. Fair and generous compensation plan. And you're gonna see that this is very generous compensation. It's very powerful. And what I love about it is that you don't have to quit your job. You can do this on the side in your evenings while going to work full time, and maybe that's what you want, or maybe you want to go full time, or maybe you want to be a referral partner. This company gives you the ability to be in control of how you approach it. And lastly, it's you just gotta ask yourself, is this right for you? And the last thing I want is for somebody to join up, dedicate time to this, and nothing to come of it, because they don't fully commit. And so now I'll talk about the compensation plan here, and just go in. I'm going to give you one example. Keep in mind this one example of a client saving $300 per month after we do a comprehensive financial analysis with them. They save $300 a month and put it in an Index Universal Life, that green zone retirement, tax account, right? Where it goes in after taxes, and when you get to pull it out later on, it doesn't get taxed again. So it's already been taxed. So it grows tax-free. When you pull it out, it hasn't been taxed. And say they have a $50,000 rollover that they do with you into an index annuity, another account that has that principal protection from an old employer. All right, so keep this one example in mind for all these illustrations. This is going to be just the same example 3 different times depending on where you are in the company. All right, so say the first one, referral partner. All right, just starting out, say you're busy. And you just refer people. You refer a client to me. All right, so we split 50-50. That's how a referral partner works. 50-50 commission is split between the two of us. We get our share of that 50-50 split. So that $300 a month IUL. Okay, if they pay up the full year, it's $3,600. Well, you made a commission off of that at $473 as a referral partner. If they do it monthly, if they pay it monthly and they don't want to pay for the whole year up front, well, you get an advance from the company of $354. Not bad, right? We're just giving somebody a name and number. Say they do that $50,000 rollover, and I do business with them. I show them that powerful index annuity. Well, you just made $700. So for that month, you just made almost $1,200. And all you did was give me a name and a number of someone you thought might be interested. It's not going to happen every time. I want to be realistic. But, you go fishing, you're going to get some bites, right? Eventually, you're going to hook a fish. And all it is about persistence. And so, you give me, say you give me 10 names. We go through your top 25. And we get 5 people, and they do variations of this. Well, if you had 5 people do the same exact illustration, well, that's now, almost 6,000. So let's go back. All right, the personal producer. So now you're doing this full time. Maybe you're still working full time for an employer, but then you're doing this on the weekends and the evening. But now you're writing your own business. You've been writing your own business for a while, you got promoted a couple times, and now you're a senior associate. You're at a different commission level. Your commission's higher. So, same illustration, same client, $300 a month in IUL and $50,000 rollover. Well, now if they pay the full year up front, you just made $1,350 versus that $473 as a referral partner. If they pay a month at a time, well, you made $1,000. You got advance from the insurance company. That rollover, well, you just made $2,000 off of that one client. It's $3,300 that month. If you do that every month, one client each month, you just pay another $40,000 for the year. And if you're working full-time still, say you got a $40,000 job, well, you made $40,000 from doing something on the side, for doing maybe an hour or 2 hours worth of work with a client. So let's look at the next one. All right, this is where it really gets powerful, and this is really where it gives people that light bulb effect. I don't know if you can see it, but you see my my light shining behind me. It's that light bulb effect, right? And so, this third one, you're a broker. You're now what's considered, you're a regional marketing director, which is considered kind of the broker management. You're training people, other associates, and teaching them how they can be successful with persistence and motivation. Okay. Same client. Well, they pay the full year up front. Well, you just made almost $1,900. They pay it monthly. Well, $1,400. That $50,000 rollover will made you $2,800. Why is that? Because now you're at a much higher commission rate, and you're getting paid better. Now here's really where it's really powerful, right? So say you got 4 associates, 4 starting out associates, and they each did the same illustration for another client. They each had a client that did $300 per month in an IUL and $50,000 rollover. Okay. Well, they made every bit of the commission that they deserved. Well, you got the difference in the commission levels. All right. So you're at a certain commission level. See if you can see my hand. All right. And they're down here. All right. Well, they're at the starting commission level. You're at the higher commission level. Well, you get that difference between the commission levels as the direct supervisor of them. As the one that brought them in, you brought them in to the company. You showed them how to be successful. They're making their good money. You're not taking anything from them as far as what they rate. You're just getting the difference in the commission between you and them. Well, you made $8,000. And you might have been eating a bowl of cereal whenever they wrote that policy. You were eating a bowl of cereal and you made $8,000, so to speak, for example. But so say this happens, right? And you do this, and you have 4 associates. They go out there and they're being successful. Well, you made almost $13,000 that month, and a little over 8 of it was from while you were, sitting at home watching TV or on the phone coaching them through something. You do this every year or every month. Well, you just made $153,000 for the year. And that's the beauty of it in this company, where I want to kind of go over it with you. In the real estate world, you can't go out. Once you get licensed to sell houses and properties, you can't go out and just start selling houses on your own. You have to get assigned under a broker. You have to be trained, and somebody has to essentially mentor you and be liable for you. Well, whenever you get enough experience and you decide that you want to go out and do your own, you don't want to be splitting half of the commission with, such and such brokerage. Well, now you're the competition. Well, with indifference, the beauty of it is that nobody ever will have to be in competition with each other because of the fairness of it. So say Andrew becomes a regional marketing director next month. All right. As my associate, well, he's now on the same commission level as me. But because the commission level is set up the way it is, I will forever get 10% of any of his direct sales. 10% of his direct sales or business he writes, I will forever get commission. I will get an override because I brought him into the business. And the same thing with anybody that he brings in and they become a regional marketing director. But here's the thing. Okay, so say I'm not a regional marketing director. Say I'm a senior associate, and Andrew passes me up. I bring him in, and he's associate, and he quickly rises up to being a regional marketing director. Well, if you look at this, if I'm a senior associate, can I be getting overrides on a regional marketing director? That I brought him in, but now he's at a higher commission level. He's surpassed me. Can I get overrides over him? No. That's the only thing. So you got to push yourself, because you never know who you might bring in. They might be more gung ho and more committed, and you don't want to pass up a good thing and miss an opportunity. So just take a look at this again for another couple of seconds, and if anybody's got any comments, please post them in the comment board, and we'd love to answer them for you. But yeah, I hope this really sunk it in for you that there is potential here, and that this is real. And then the beauty of this is your clients aren't paying you; the companies we represent pay you. And I want to just ask you, there's an opportunity of a lifetime for you to live your dreams. And I had a great quote that or not great quote, but a statement that I thought up of, recently. Is if you're tired of something in your life, of something, an obstacle that you're always having in your life, or you're dreaming about, most importantly, you're dreaming about being past that, and what it would be like if something was changed in your life. I offer you the challenge of waking up. Wake up and do something about it. Commit to it like you commit to breathe. Ask yourself, if you were to go in the ocean right now and you were to drown, and you had to fight and give every bit of your strength to breathe, and you were able to do it, it's the same thing as being an entrepreneur in this business. You've got to want it like you need to breathe. You got to need the success in your life like you need to breathe. It's just that simple. You got to commit to it 100%. All right, next slide. I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry. So lastly, what are your options? You can become a client. You can be a referral partner, as we talked about. Become a part-time representative, and be a full-time business owner. And I believe after the Hangouts ended, you might get something on here. But if not, please email me or Andrew. Find us on Facebook. Shoot us an email, and let us know what you think, what information you're wanting, more about, which one of those 6 steps that you enjoyed more. Let us know. Let us know, and we'll gladly reach out to you and help you out. That's what we're here for. That's what we enjoy. I think that's one of the things Andrew and I get along so much about is we believe in the value. We believe that you bring value to someone's life, and you'll be rewarded in return. So, Andrew, back to you.
Oh my gosh. So Daniel, how great is he? And one thing I did leave out in my introduction for him, I see that cute smile on his face. He is a regional marketing director in Texas. I forgot to mention, I'm in Florida. So Difference Financial is a California-based company that has a global reach. Well, global goal, but right now we have a national reach. Got a little too excited on that one. But we are dedicated to helping people. And I see comments on here. I'm going to reach back to them. And before we get all off this webinar. If you have any questions, please bring it up right now. I do have a question on, hey, why is the attendee set to private? Well, we did that because we don't want you to know that there's actually 200 people on here. How cool is that? But if you want to keep it, we can make it public next time. This is our first time. We're going to get better at this. We're going to get way better at this. And I see a lot of people like C, which is absolutely great. James, 40% equals dream pressure. All right. Pretty cool comments. James, I see you. Pretty cool comments. All right. So here's one thing I want to talk to you about before we get off this. Number one, thank you for being on here. Next time when I open, I'm going to ask, hey, where are you from? Because I'm always curious, where are these people from? Who's connecting tonight? I'm from Florida. He's from Texas. We got people on here from Maryland. We got people on here from Delaware, which is, oh my gosh, they're up pretty late. We got people here from Washington State. We have people on here from everywhere. How cool is that? Now, we presented you a couple things. The biggest thing I want to talk about is those 6 steps. What numbers would you like to hear more about? And please get with the person who brought you on here. Let them know, hey, I want to learn how to preserve my assets. I want to learn how to get stronger credit. I want to learn how to get my kids through college because that's expensive. Dan and I learned, and I'm so happy because of that. Because I don't want to pay that stuff. So I'm starting now. I'm paying now because I'm planning for my son because he is that awesome. And then the opportunity. The opportunity is great. Here's the deal. It's not for everybody. It may not be a fit for you. You might not be a fit for us, and we might not be a fit for you. Yeah, Tabby, right? And then I see no more questions on here. Daniel, do you have any more things before we end this for the night?
No, thank you so much. I definitely see that a lot of people are up a little bit later than Andrew and I are as far as time zones, and I appreciate you coming out and just listen to Andrew and I talk. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
So, hey, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your night. And please reach out to the people that were on here, that brought you on here, not that good with vocab. And have a great night.
Good night.